everybody, it's Shaman Sister Sin, and you're listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, the Little Shaman. Today I wanted to talk to you about projection in relationships with pathologically narcissistic people and relationships in general, really. We've all heard about how the narcissistic person projects their negative or uncomfortable feelings onto other people. If you need some help with understanding that, I have a few episodes of the show about projection. What some people may not realize is that the other person in the relationship is doing some projecting too. That's what we'll be talking about in this episode. Projection is what we call it when someone takes how they feel, what they're doing, or what they think, and attributes that to another person. A simple form of projection most people would be familiar with is when someone is cheating on their romantic relationship, they might accuse the other person of cheating. We sometimes call that a guilty conscience, meaning that the accuser knows they're doing something wrong and they're inadvertently telling on themselves with their behavior. Another example would be that most pathologically narcissistic people have deep feelings of self-hatred and shame, therefore a lot of time they accuse other people of feeling that way about them. They might interpret someone's actions as hurtful or malicious when they're not, or they may insist that someone's words have a hidden meaning that is hurtful, hateful, or cruel. In summary, this is because of their own feelings for themselves. However, projection doesn't always refer to wrong behavior or negative emotions. Narcissists often project negative or stressful emotions because they can't handle them, but any emotion can be projected. We often find in narcissistic relationships that the narcissist is not the only person engaging in projection. The other person or people involved are often doing some projection of their own. For example, when the narcissist has lost a valued situation or relationship and they begin to come unraveled, as they often do, they will hoover people, meaning attempt to suck them back into the relationship in an attempt to rectify the situation or re-secure the relationship. Many people read love and remorse into the hoovering behavior. They believe the narcissistic person is sorry, that they feel bad, that they've seen the light, and that they now have a new understanding of how much they love their partner. Often this is supported by what the narcissistic person says during the hoover. The truth is, though, the way the narcissist behaves during a hoover often doesn't really look like love or remorse to anybody who's not emotionally invested that evaluates their behavior independently. It looks like panic and desperation. It looks like manipulation. And that's what it is. People are interpreting it as love or remorse because that's how they feel, that's what they would do or what they want. This is projection. This is perhaps one of the hardest things for people to face when it comes to understanding narcissistic relationships. When you hear somebody say, you're not seeing the narcissist, you're seeing your own good qualities reflected back to you, this is what they're talking about. You were projecting your own good qualities onto the narcissist, and therefore you believed that's what you were seeing in their behavior. Unlike narcissists, however, for most people there comes a point where they realize that this is just not true. Narcissistic people are in such deep denial of their own behavior and especially of their own emotions that this realization will likely never come to them. They're generally not going to realize that the qualities they're attributing to other people are their own qualities. That's probably not going to happen, that they're going to figure that out. Most non-narcissistic people do see this eventually, though. People in relationships with narcissists are often in their own denial, but it's usually not as deep-seated or as pervasive as the denial of pathologically narcissistic people. There comes a time when the truth just can't be denied any longer, and the non-narcissistic person realizes, I was wrong. I thought that this person was insecure, but they're just selfish. I thought they were sorry, but they're just manipulating me to keep me around. I thought they loved me, but they're just using me. Most of us experience the world from our own paradigm, through our own experience. Narcissistic people believe everyone hates them because they hate themselves. They believe everyone is out to manipulate and control everybody because that's what they're doing or what they would like to do. They believe people are fakes and liars because they're fakes and liars. This is projection. Conversely, you might believe people will be honest because you're honest. You might believe people will be kind and considerate because you are kind and considerate. You might believe people will be fair because you are fair. This is also projection. There's nothing wrong with giving someone the benefit of the doubt. The problem comes when the person has repeatedly demonstrated that what you would like to believe about them is not the truth. If someone is violent in a relationship one time, and you want to believe that they're sorry, that they just lost their head, that they're extremely stressed out and they snapped, that's one thing. I would not advise that, but technically it could be true. Maybe they never act out violently again, and that's great. However, if it happens continuously and you still want to believe that they're sorry and that they just snapped, it's time to find out why you're not accepting the reality that obviously this person's behavior is acceptable to them. It's the same with all other hurtful behavior, whether it's cheating or raging or smear campaigns or lying or anything else, and in any other type of relationship. If the person keeps doing it, they obviously don't feel the way that you would like to believe they do, regardless of what they say. It's important when you're dealing with other people, whether they're narcissists or not, to remember that they must be evaluated based on their own merits and their own behavior, not yours. There comes a time where giving someone the benefit of the doubt can become denial if people are not careful. There has to be a limit to how many chances someone will be given before it's decided that this person is either not capable of behaving in an appropriate manner or they're not interested in doing so. If there isn't a limit to how many chances they're given, then it's probably because someone is refusing to accept reality here. Not everyone is fair. Not everyone is honest. Not everyone is considerate, loving. Not everyone experiences remorse or thinks hurtful behavior is wrong. It's important to see people for who they are and not who you are or who you would like them to be. I hope this clears a few things up for you. As always, I look forward to your comments, questions, and suggestions, so please keep those coming. I take appointments online and over the phone, so if you're interested in speaking with me one-on-one, you can visit littleshaman.org to go ahead and do that, or you can use the link available in the information section of this video. You've been listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, the Little Shaman. May the Great Spirit bless you and have a wonderful day.